How do? Why did I decide to make custom pickguard surrounds that slope into the neck and also incorporate a custom bridge? Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to King Bespoke Creations. Yes, I've made my life more difficult than it needed to be. We're going to make some custom pickguard surrounds. We're going to make them out of oak so they match the neck, because we're going to have them kind of blending in. So certainly the neck pickup is going to blend into the fretboard. The bridge pickup is actually going to incorporate the bridge. Because this is a multi-scale guitar, I could have gone and paid however many £100 for a multi-scale bridge that's a good quality one, or we can just make one. The way we're going to do it is I've got just a cheap telly bridge, and we're going to kind of rip this apart and cut it up a little bit, use the actual bridge pins and use this back plate as well. Strap that into some oak, which also incorporates, like I say, the pickup surrounds as well. So a little bit of maths to do, and then we'll get cutting. So this is the maths that we needed to do. So I've got the string height running across, the gap down to where the pickups need to be, and it slopes up to the neck there. And then at this end, we've got the pickup in this area, and then there's the bridge pins that are going to slope into that back section, and I'm going to use a portion of the metal along that back edge as well. Yes, once we've cut those surrounds out and the bridge itself, because we have this extra thickness, see how that sits flush at the minute? All of this will be carved away with the cliff faces and obviously the big sunken ship. It means that I need to route out a set section underneath that's a very nice flat base to it, to recess and get these pickups and bridge sections in at the correct height. And yes, when I say route, I don't mean power router, don't panic, this is still hand tool only. So we've got this down to rough thickness, not perfect, but it doesn't need to be yet because it needs to match that fretboard, and then it's actually going to slope down from there to where the actual height of the pickups is as well. I've extended these lines here, so the end of the fretboard, so I've extended those lines so that I know where to mark off on here now. So I can butt that up to that line. I've got my center line marked off here as well. And then all I need to do now is get my pencil and draw from the extended line either side of where the neck ends. So straight up there, we can cut that off nice and accurately, and then we can sort the hole out. And then I've done the same thing again, extending here the lines that are the hole that I've done for the pickups. So then we just need to repeat the process for the bridge section. So again, these extended lines show me exactly where I need to cut. So there we go, one pickup surround made exactly the same way this one was done. So now we've got to turn this back section into a bridge, and this is where the telly part's going to come in. So what I'm going to do is cut off this back section here. So this bottom plate is not going to be used at all. We're going to chuck that out. So that gives us something to screw all of these onto. Now I could just do that straight through the oak and that would work fine, but there's grounding issues with it being all wood that not all the strings would be ground. So by having this bar on here, it means I can attach a grounding wire to this and then run that through and everything's connected. I did worry at first with the spacing thinking, well, as soon as you tilt this, they're narrower. But actually, when you do that and you knock these straight, the strings still end up at the same distance apart. So I'm not too worried about that. That's still going to work for me. So now what I'm going to do is, while I have all of this nice square edging, is mark off where my holes need to be and draw nice straight lines through here to give myself a guide when I drill through, that I can look to see that my drill bit is running nice and straight to help me out before I then gouge all the rest of this away. Right, so we can see here how I need to chop down here, and then we move up to the pickup surrounds, which is a couple of mil taller than here. That works on both sides. So now we just got to trim this down and drill some holes and glue that bit of metal on. So not much to do really. Hi, yes, I'm down to grabbing 10-15 minutes on a lunch break now. Time's getting tight. Okay, so we left this relatively fine sanded. It's not a bad place. There's a little bit of proper finish sanding to do, but now it's time to drill those holes in the back. I want to be drilling them the same thickness as the screw from the bridge pins. Bridge pins, is that the right word, or is that the acoustic things? Anywho, but I'm going to use a really skinny kind of 2mm pilot hole first, and then I can check whether I am actually coming out as straight as I would like to be. Then we can make it bigger and straighten up as we go. Okay. There we go. So as expected, we're not too far off, but that line, can you see that line there across there? So we've got a slightly high one there and a slightly high one there. So that's where, with the bigger drill bit, I'll make sure I point down. I'll kind of run against the bottom of that hole and that one to hopefully then have them all come out nice and flush. So there we go, that's all on there. So once we've got the springs and the actual bridge sections screwed back on there, I think we should be about right. Hello again. So the next task is to drill some more holes for the strings to actually fit through. So we have holes in the plate, as a normal telly bridge does. To go through there, then we need to poke out so the strings can go over the top. Drilling holes by hand is easy, but not necessarily pristinely accurate like you can get with a drill press. But press on, we will. Yeah, so string through there. Well, I think that might just work, you know. So all I need to do now is I'm going to drill an extra hole in here for the grounding wire. So I'm going to drill a hole through there and then just run the cable along the back. So the last thing to do with these surrounds and bridge bits is to recess them into the body, because at the minute they're obviously way too high, but then so is the body top. So that's all I'm doing, is taking away that excess, You can see I've got this line here, so all of that thickness is available for carving. So I'm going to lower these down so that they have a nice flat base to them. Calculated it needs to be a 13mm drop from the top, and we're going to use the trusty handmade hand router to make sure we get the correct depth and a nice flat base for them. Well, there we go. A pickup surround that's going to blend into the neck. So this one hasn't been final shaped yet because it's going to match the neck profile and a bit of this carving that's going on up here as well, I think. This one will be fitted a little bit better once we've got the carving down, but it's pretty much there. I'm quite happy with how they've turned out. Might need a little bit of tweaking when we string it up, but we'll have to wait and see. So that means the next video is all about the carving. Yes, I've got a lot of carving to do. So until next time, go and sharpen your chisels, because I'm going to do mine, and I'll see you soon. God bless.